Good morning, Bear Nation. It is me, Bear. It's chilly outside, thus the hood. Let's talk about Virginia. I have been getting a lot, and by a lot I don't mean like 2 or 3, I mean hundreds of emails from y'all about Virginia and the rally that is happening tomorrow, 20 January 2020, in the Capitol, at the Capitol building is my understanding. First and foremost, a lot of people have requested prayer over the people that are going to be there. Please know that we are actively praying for you. I have passed several requests along to our Men's Group Monday group that those are actively being prayed over as well. And this thing's a powder keg, and I do not want anything bad to happen to anybody. So we are absolutely keeping this thing covered in prayer. That's first and foremost, and I know a lot of people will turn your nose up to that. If that's an issue for you, this might not be the channel that you would want to subscribe to, because we take things like that very seriously here. Next, SB 16, which was the assault weapons ban, as I understand it, is no longer a factor. However, this being the Senate Bill 16 in the state of Virginia, my sheep are hungry. I don't know if you can hear them. However, it's my understanding that there is a House bill that it's pretty much exactly the same wording. I did a little bit of Googling this morning, but apparently my Google foo is not very strong today. And I was unable to find the precise name of the bill, but House Bill 931 rings a bell. That could be completely wrong, but it rings a bell. So that's worth looking into. As I understand it, SB 18 and SB 64 are still in play. That being the age limitation on possession of firearms, SB 18, and SB 64 limitation or outright banning on paramilitary activities, which, by the way, what is about to happen at the Capitol would be paramilitary activity, because everybody outside of that fence that Governor Northam put up, guess what? They're armed. They're therefore, per SB 64, a paramilitary. And you know what? They are a paramilitary. We're going to get into that in a minute, and that's very interesting. Second-hand, third-hand, 12th-hand information coming off the MrGunsnGear channel. Apparently, signal jamming technology and signal monitoring technology will be deployed at this rally, so take into consideration that. Those are his words, not mine. That is unconfirmed on my end, but it makes complete and utter sense. If I had that capability, I would deploy it. No weapons are allowed inside the fence. The Virginia Supreme Court has upheld this. I believe it's the 17th through the 21st. Again, do your own homework on that, but it's my understanding the 17th through the 21st of January 2020. The entire Capitol area has been designated as a shelter, and therefore no weapons will be allowed on it. So inside of the fence, no weapons, bro. There's like 2 ways in and out of the fence. And then the Virginia Citizens Defense League, VCDL, has set up a rally point, I believe, on 9th Street. Again, confirm that. I'm not in Virginia. I'm in Arcla, Texas, which we'll touch on that again in a minute. Lots of reports coming in from y'all of confirmed intel from Facebook or elsewhere that Bloomberg is bussing in Antifa, Soros is bussing in protesters. While this remains unconfirmed from me, why wouldn't you? If you were Bloomberg and you were Soros, and this is perhaps the crux of this conversation, why wouldn't you? Never let a tragedy go to waste, right? I mean, this is... Thank you, Rooster. This is going to be perfect for them. All they need is one... Boy, I was going to say a bad word. All they need is one bad actor wearing a MAGA hat and a flannel shirt out there, start waving a gun around and shooting, and they get exactly what they want. They get exactly what they want. I would absolutely look for this to be a Black Swan event. This could absolutely be the catalyst. I mean, look, Bloomberg is spending billions of dollars, billions of dollars on his presidential campaign. We know precisely what they want. Why wouldn't they use this to their advantage? So we have absolutely got to be on the lookout for that. And you know there's going to be cameras everywhere, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, but the spin that's going to be put on that the moment a single round is squeezed off, the spin that is going to be put on that is going to be monstrous. How does this affect us as preparedness-minded individuals? Well, what are my 3 key pillars of potential chaos? Food shortage. Just Google spring 2020 projected harvest. It's not going to go well. Food shortage, economic collapse or softening. Yeah, do some Google foo on that. And civil unrest due to political chaos. Yeah, these are all factors. They all play. They should all be included in the type of homework that you're doing regularly. Again, I'm not going. I've gotten a lot of people who are like, Bear, you need to go. Number 1, I'm in Arkla, Texas. Number 2, I'm currently directly right in the middle of up to my eyeballs with mission planning for Grindstone Spring 2020 mission. One is not more important or less important than the other, but I was committed to Grindstone in the planning of this mission to lock up perverts and rescue victims of human trafficking and sex crimes before this Virginia thing kicked off. There are literal dozens of people flying in for 3 different phases of a highly coordinated operation to make this happen that I can't just walk away from. And I don't have the money to self-support to go to Virginia and hang out for a few days and come back either. So I'm not going. That being said, lots of people from eastern Oklahoma, where I am, are going. And I think it's wonderful the amount of support that is being shown from other states and patriots in other areas flocking to Virginia for solidarity. I think that's awesome. Because right now, while the fight is in Virginia, it could very easily be in Oklahoma next, or Ohio, or Pennsylvania, or pick your state, okay? So, I'm all for the support that's being shown for Virginia. I just logistically cannot go. It's not possible for me. Now, I've heard also reports that the state of Virginia, through their Department of Military Affairs, which oversees Virginia National Guard, as well as Virginia something blah, 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 that the Virginia Department of Military Affairs has been activated and that this has been a backdoor way to get the National Guard spun up to respond to what's going to go down at the Capitol. I don't know this for sure. Again, let me reiterate, I don't know any of this for sure. And I'm not sure how many other people know any of this for sure. So again, as I've stated repeatedly at this channel in the last week or so, we are watching very closely what's happening in Virginia, but the rumor mill is insane. I don't know, and I don't know how many other people do know, and so that's something to be very careful of. As I said, I'm not going. However, Rex, Tiborasaurus Rex, just look up YouTube Rex reviews, is going. He's a brother in the faith. He's been doing some pretty good updates on both YouTube and Instagram here lately as far as his thoughts on the matter. And I believe it bears watching. I've been watching it. So if you're not watching Rex, but you are watching Virginia, you should consider watching Rex's take on Virginia, Tiborasaurus Rex, or Google Rex reviews. As I said, MrGunsnGear has done a lot of videos on this stuff. I don't love the guy. I don't hate the guy. I got nothing against him. I'm not terribly familiar with his content because I'm not a gun tuber. That's not really what I do. I'm much more of a preparedness-minded individual, and guns are one facet of that rather than, you know, touching myself inappropriately to gun porn on the regular. That's not how I get down. No offense to those that do. Hey, man, everybody's got to have a vice. So if yours is, you know, the FN57 with the blah, blah, and it does the blah, blahs, and cool, copy that, got it. Not me. No, but we do the pew-pew things. We just don't, you know, salivate over the pew-pew things. I do think that right now what we don't have is a legal issue. Stand by. We must hydrate. French press espresso. Thank you, brother, who sent this. Thank you, brother, who sent the mug, and thank you, brother, who sent the espresso. Y'all rock. I feel like I look like one of those Star Wars guys. Sorry, I don't get my nerd on either. I don't know. All right. Right now, we don't have a legislative issue because we have proposed bills, not laws. It is my hope that if those laws pass, let me rephrase or refrain, I do not hope that those bills pass, comma, it is my hope that if those bills pass, then we can have a conversation about states' rights versus the supremacy clause. Yeah, but the Constitution says, because I am a huge fan of the 10th Amendment. I am also a constitutional literalist. What does it say? And what it says is, shall not be infringed. What it does not say is, shall be open to interpretation based upon social pressures and, you know, whatever people think is cool at the time in which they're rendering a decision based upon their feelings about what it says. Yeah, what does it say? Shall not be infringed. So if, big if, but if these bills do become laws in Virginia, good. Let's take it to the Supreme Court. And I know there are a bunch of scumbags too, but let's get a ruling on the supremacy clause. Is it really World War III revelation, or revelation? Maybe it is revelation. Maybe that was a Freudian slip. Thank you, Father. Revolution 2.0, the boogaloo, or is it a bunch of legislators sitting around with fancy pens trying to look tough? Let's get a decision on that, because at least eyes wide open, we can move into whatever situation the actuality of the situation on the ground presents, right? Actuality. I feel like that's a knife hand word. Actuality. All right. But what I'm getting at here is right now we don't have laws. We have bills. The moment we have laws in Virginia, the situation changes. The moment shots are fired in Virginia, the situation changes. Right now, we have no shots fired in Virginia. Praise the Most High. And right now, we have just bills, not laws in Virginia. So what we have is the potential for catastrophe, not catastrophe actual. And so because of that, it's really important that people remain calm. Really, really, really important that people remain calm, because tensions are going to be extremely high amongst the different people groups that are there, representing different facets of the conversation on gun control. Oh my gosh, friggin' news media. We report, you decide. I've decided you all suck. Thanks for trying to report. People need to remain calm. And I don't know how easy that's going to be. I can tell you, for me, it would not be very easy. But self-control is the name of the game here. It is not time to start popping off rounds, you know, we need a victory for the Patriots. We do, but lead flying is going to be really bad for our PR for potentially ever. So, things to bear in mind. Now, again, all that being said, I'm not the consummate expert on Virginia. I'm making this video because so many of y'all have asked me, WTF is going on in Virginia? And that's what I'm able to put together using my open sources and my experience and my convictions. And all I can tell you is that you should do the same. And don't take my word or anybody else's word as gospel. Frankly, all I'm doing is guessing. And I don't know how many other people are just guessing as well. The situation there has the potential to get really dynamic, really quick. And I literally pray that it doesn't. Things to think about, Bear Nation. Stay blessed. Be safe. Do the things. Shalom.